Gathering here is called a satsang, and so I'm just diverting from your question quickly to explain this. So everyone we see as sisters, brothers, mothers, and fathers. Those are the relationship that we try to bond, to make, and to develop and grow so that we unite. Because Milan Mandir, Milan, unity, so united each other. Now going back to the question of karma, karma is action. It's a Sanskrit word, action. And everything that we do, it's cause and action. Something has to cause, a thought comes to mind, and then that's the cause, and it allows you to perform an action. Now the action that we perform becomes karmic action. It could be good karma, it could be bad karma. It depends on the individual now. And what affects karma is the gunas. Gunas affect prakriti, the mother nature. And whatever has been created, whatever has been created, gunas affect it. And gunas are the three modes, the three qualities. That is sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Goodness, okay? And then rajasic, the mode of happiness. All we want is pleasure, the mode of pleasure. And then tamasic is living in that part of ignorance, darkness, not having enough knowledge to be able to discriminate what is right from wrong. So because of these qualities, it affects every action that we perform. Okay? And again, karma is basically our action, cause and action. Cause and action. So whatever actions that we perform in this birth or many lives before, we believe in incarnation. So we had many births prior to this one. So we accumulated many actions in the past. Actions don't go away like that. Bad or good, it's action. It's like this huge baggage. So we're traveling from birth to birth, and as we get here, we have a whole truckload of it, maybe an 18-wheeler you can fill, or maybe more, of actions that we came with. And what we are living here, we are the sanchita, the ones that we bring, all the actions that we bring. It's like this big bank account filled with actions. We're bringing that with us. And the actions that we're performing now is prarabdha, right? Prarabdha. So this action is going to go with us when we leave. We're not reaping that right now. What we're reaping is the one that we brought with us from the previous births. And those are the actions we're living right now, the karmic actions. So how do we get rid of actions? Because without getting rid of these actions, we cannot merge. One cannot gain moksha or salvation without eliminating the bank account with all the actions. All the actions has to go to zero before one can gain salvation in Sanatana Dharma. That's our understanding. So our aim is to eliminate all that actions. And how can we do that? In order to be able to do that, we have to bring our desires to zero. Desires there, because it is the desires that we have that allow us to create action. And as soon as one desire is fulfilled, there are like 5 jumps out of the bed, So that continues. And because desires continues even to the time of death, there is still desires. That desires allow us to take birth again. And this cycle goes on and on and on. So we have been here like millions of times, and we will be here millions of more times before we just, merge with God. And even if we didn't make it at the end of time, when God decided, okay, it's time, I'm hauling everything back, all my creation within me, then we stay there for that period of time, and we are thrown again to go and take birth. and we start all over again. So if we did not make it to attain salvation or moksha in this birth, then we have to come back many, many, many times. And even when we get to the end, when the big bang or the doomsday comes, and we didn't make it, then we are, kept in that form until when the new world, the new creation begin again. When Brahma decides, okay, I'm starting my creative force, and creation begins all over. And that's how we get. Because sometimes the question comes to me, why is it I didn't ask to be born? Why, why? Because having a body, that's when one experiences happiness and sadness and all the different experiences out there. And then you can't come to the point that I hate this. This is mundane. Why do I have to go through this? And that's my guru also answered that question. He says it's part of nature. And the nature part is, if you don't make it for salvation, then you like it or not, you're going to take a body again and continue with evolution. So evolution, and even with our actions, we evolve. Like one of you asked the question, about meat eaters. How can I, become eventually a vegetarian? I mean, after you continue eating and eating, then, that little voice within will give you that message that I don't want to have this anymore, or that devotion will come within you, where you're thinking, or the knowledge will dawn upon you that, oh, I'm causing so much pain to this thing that I'm eating, I don't want to do this anymore. So when that starts, when the little voice, when we start listening to that little voice, which is the Atma, that's when we start making changes.